Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Gruul, Herigast, Eldrazi ramp on the draw for game one. I feel like the teamer version is more or less solved, so we're going to test out some Herigast here and see how it goes. We are playing into what looks to be a control deck of some form, so we do need to be a bit mindful of that fact. Do you think maybe we need to go fetch for a Stomping Ground Utopia Sprawl for double red, and then we can cast Writhing Grist. Either that or we go K command and go digging. There's a few options to consider here. We could always use the K command as a permission spell as well. Lush Portico, Sacred Foundry, Kahira. Could be Omnath. Voice Resurgence, okay. I'm thinking maybe this might be Omnath, which might mean they're running Solitude, which would be less than ideal. Let's fetch Shock. Or double red. Yeah, I'm thinking we go K command. Or we Chrysalis. Let's Chrysalis. And yield. And at this point, we're just kind of ramping pretty significantly. Currently looking at an X equals 2, 4, 5, 6 next turn. You have a blocker for the voice. They all have to be elementals or cats, etc. So yeah, I'm thinking this is Omnath. Just means we do need to play around solid. What the fresh what? Huh. Okay. Interesting. Was not expecting that. What we grabbing for him? Risen Reef. Okay, just full on elementals. Respect. Draw. Now we could go for Herigast, but I do need to worry about a Solitude here. Not to mention we have double K commands. I'm feeling pretty good right now, honestly. In that case, let's trigger 1. Trigger 2. And this will be X equals what? Debating whether or not I want to. X equals 6. I want to hold back a green source then. Yeah, so let's do that. We'll hold back a green source. We could hold back red-green for another Chrysalis, but I think we just hold back a green. Malevolent Rumble. There's Emrakul. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could set this up for Rumble. So I'm wondering here. We already have land. We can drop the gemstone. We can set up a creature. We might be able to get enough types in yard. Because that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 minus 1. I guess no. 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe. So in that case, I'm going to drop Sire. And we're going to do it this way. We're going to go Chrysalis. Maybe actually drop Chrysalis. Just go Rumble Emrakul. Let's go Rumble Emrakul. So top, draw, Emrakul. Trigger, 5, 8, 9. Yeah, kind of whiffed there, honestly. A little bit unfortunate. So in that case, we'll just grab the Emrakul. 5, 10. Yeah, we're short. Okay. Any reason to attack in at this point? Not necessarily. Alright, I'll hold 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 16, 17. Yeah, we're in a solid position right now. Play a Risen Reef. Finds a land, an Elegant Parlor. They are rampant. Yes, Christmas is going to get a little bit out of control. Flooded Strand, passing, no attacks, draw, Wooded Foothills, play the Ghost Quarter, so we will trigger 1. And we have a K command, X equals 2 if we really want or need. Our turn, comrade. Do you have a Solitude in your 3 cards in hand? Fetch Flooded Strand for a Surveil land, I imagine. Well, maybe not. Temple Gardens, Shocked for a Leyline Binding? Solitude. Okay. Pitches an Ephem. Interesting. Yes, that resolves. So do you have another Ephem in hand? Huh. Okay. I see you, opponent. Ephem Elementals. Fascinating. Unfortunately, we just didn't have enough mana for the K command to interrupt the Solitude. Alright. Yeah, not much to do about that. So, rebound the Ephem. We can Ephem the Solitude to exile the Risen Reef, I suppose. Is there a benefit to doing so? I mean, less card draw, but then they still get a card draw off of it. Look at the top card of your library. Really? Can I zoom? You may put it on the battlefield. If you don't put that card on the battlefield, put it into your hand. I'll just say no. Alright. So we draw. Another Risen Reef. Less than ideal. Yeah, I suppose I'll just pass at that point. No attacks. 5. So let me think here. Oh, what's going on? Two, 3, 4, 5, 9. So we can Herigast. That's an option. Yeah, I was not expecting the Ephem. I was expecting the Solitude, just not the Ephem. There's Omnath. Triggers a Risen Reef. Why wouldn't you play the Risen Reef before the Omnath, though? I'm confused by that. Whenever heard of this creature, another emerald, or look at the top. Yeah. If it's a land, you may put it. If you don't put that card into the battlefield, yeah. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We could K command go digging for another Emrakul or Solitude, etc. 2 cards in hand. We have another Risen Reef. Yeah. Trigger 2. I mean, a K return would be really solid here. It would kill everything but Omnath. one in hand still. Could return Kahira. I'll take the damage. I mean, at 31, I'm not exactly too worried here. Paying cost. Kahira to hand. So one unknown. Draw. E-temp. So I'm thinking we just go digging then. We hold up red-green. Another big old K command. The idea here is I kind of want to just K return or find a way to do so. 9, red, red. Maybe there isn't even a reason to hold up red, red. Thinking, probably not. We can, in that case, just hold up a red. X equals 10. Oh, actually, no, we should have held up the green. Should have held up the green, red, because rumble. Yeah. Could have set up something interesting at least. So there's the K return, another K command. Not really doing too much here, honestly. So bottom all. I kind of want a K return still. If I go x equals 9, 9 plus 5 is 14, so we can still go for the Emrakul if we find one. Eight, 9, 9, 14, yeah, so we'll go like this. Dig a bit deeper. There's another Emrakul, Mycospawn Rumble. So in that case, I'm thinking bottom the E-temp. We can, let's see. You want Emrakul to draw, so we can then draw it and go from there. And we know they have the Kahira in hand. Omnath will go down. You want the K return to follow up after the Emrakul. So Mycospawn, top, Rumble, top, return, bottom, return, top, Emrakul, top, and then Emrakul. And then our turn. End step, do you have an Ephem? Seriously? Another Solitude, Jesus. Annoying. So Kahira out. Risen Reef does its thing. Omnath does its thing. We'll go up to 37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could Herigast. It might just be better just to K return at this point, sweep the board of all but Omnath, and then set up for the Herigast after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 9. Yeah, I think that's probably correct. Ephem, Risen Reef triggers. Because I think the only thing that withstands a K return is Omnath in their deck. Alright, get Rebound. We have Subtlety. I guess Subtlety actually does withstand it. We can Rebound Solitude, eat the Omnath. That's probably correct. Rebound Solitude. Triggers. Solitude eats the Omnath. Omnath down. Omnath the hand. Risen Reef. Cavernous Souls, no. Cavernous Souls the hand. Draw. Leyline Binding. In that case, we want a Leyline Binding our spawn. That's fine. So I suppose white for binding, ETB. Target spawn. That will go away. We can fail to find with the Harbinger. We can evoke the Subtlety, right? Because it says target creature, spell, or planeswalker. Okay, so let's hold for red. Harbinger. In response, evoke. Evoke the Omnath. Triggers. And choose the Harbinger. I guess I don't need to, theoretically. I'm gonna choose none, evoke. Yield onto a turn. Wooded Foothills, no. Might just deck you at this point. Renin 6, no. Harbinger, ETB, triggers Risen Reef, and Harbinger. Yield into a turn. I'll use its ability. Let's take a look. What's left in your deck? Lightning Skelemental? Does this die at end of turn? Sacrifice it? Yeah, we could do that. We could also evoke Endurance to pitch the Renin 6. That's not a bad idea, honestly. So let's grab the Endurance. And then until the turn, Lightning Skelemental. So then we're going to evoke the Endurance by pitching the Renin 6. And triggers. Target me. Evoke. Yep. Omnath. Stomping Grounds, no. And then we're going to want to Lightning Skelemental for black. And then I suppose red. So that way this dies on end of turn. Yep. Risen Reef does its thing. Omnath. Cavernous Souls, Wooded Foothills. We can Wooded Foothills fetch. You don't really want to play the Omnath, I don't think. Triome. I can pitch the Triome, draw a card I could just fail to find at this point. They're at 21. We could potentially draw them out at this point. Maybe not, though. I'm going to say no, fail to find, and leave it like this. We'll leave it like this. Alright. There you go, friend. Trigger on end step. Too many solitudes. And there's the Omnath, Risen Reef triggers. They do have to be careful, I think. They might just deck themselves at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. $17. Their Omnath. Oh, that's right. This is Locus of the Royal. Right. I should have played Locus of the Royal. I thought there was a Locus of Creation. I should have done this and then pinged itself. That's my bad. Yeah, that is my bad. I should have played that, pinged itself. Was not paying attention, admittedly. Solitude. Because, yeah, now Solitude might get too big for its own good. Yep. Like I said, they have to be a bit careful here, though. Teferi can bounce. I suppose the Leyline Binding back the hand? Oh, okay. 10 cards. Huh. Maybe I should have went for the deck. Honestly. It should be out of lands at this point. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm at 15 now. Yeah, by not playing this and pinging itself, we actually made a significant misplay. Efem. Yep, no, we misplayed. Okay. That's on me for not paying enough attention. 1000% is just another Omnath. Whatchamacallit? What's this one? The 4 mana one. These are both 4 mana. I thought it was another Locus Creation, not Locus of the Royal. If I realized it was a Locus of the Royal, I may have paid a bit more attention. Okay, return's not bad as the thing here. I want to say Bojuka Bog does nothing, but it doesn't do a lot. Wasescape does hit the Leyline Bindings, for what it's worth. We could cut 2 Sire, 7 Death, and a Rumble. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, so I want to say I definitely could have played that a bit tighter. Both on my turns as well as theirs. Because I think we could have set up the K return off Emrakul to sweep if I held a green for the Rumble, but I didn't. I realized that after that I could have set up a unique line like that, because I would have held the green instead of the red. We could have rumbled into Emrakul, milling over the return, cast the Emrakul, sweep the board, right? That would have been the ideal play, but unfortunately did not go that direction. And then again, like I said, if we had realized it was Locus of the Royal, not Locus of Creation, then I would have absolutely have played it and pinged itself. It's slow and not guaranteed. Mulligan. Keep this one. Probably pitch a Windswept Teeth. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Done. I'll reveal Kahira. Mulligan's the 5. Because we'll go Sprawl, Temp, Talisman, Sprawl, Rumble. Can we do that? If I go double green, I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Maybe not. Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 2. Yeah, I don't think we can play that. If this was another green source, then we could have, but no. Rumble. Rumble for Herigast, Emrakul, or E-Temp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Emrakul short. Herigast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll go Mycospawn then. And pass. And pass. So we can kick their land, slow them down a bit. Also, no Kahira, so they brought in Charmaw in that case. As one of the things I actually do miss from Jengantha was pretty obvious. Draw. Wooded Foothills. So we can play the Wooded Foothills, Utopia Sprawl for red, so we have a double red, and then kick. One more. And kick your Triumph, see if you have a consign. No consign, perfect. In that case, I can still play around, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So they don't have enough for... Well, right now we have nothing to really play from, but we have the Wooded Foothills for the Commercial District. So we could go Sanctum of Ugin rather than E-Temp. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I just draw into the Emrakul, then we'll have 13, so we'll go E-Temp. And pass. And pause. Stomping Grounds tapped. And pass. Fetch Wooded Foothill. Surveil trigger. Unswept Teeth to yard. And draw. Kick Mycospawn again. Kick white. And triggers. If they find another red, do I really care at this point, I guess is a good question. Probably not. So I'll go with a Sanctum of Ugin. Go to combat. No reason to play the Ugin Lab. And pass. Wooded Foothills. Pass. Draw. Chrysalis. Go to combat. $11. Chrysalis. Triggers. So that is 4, 8, or 4, 10, one short, but if they fetch, they're at 10. So we have lethal on board if they fetch. Fetch 10, lethal's on board. Temple Garden, shock. 8, lethal's very much on board. Name Elementals, not Eldrazi. Risen Reef, question mark? There's Risen Reef. I do love Risen Reef. I played Elementals in Standard, absolutely loved it. Should bring back core sets. They never will. They performed horribly as far as financials are concerned. Stomping Grounds, rip. So no lethal now. Imagine you block. I mean, you have to, unless you have a Solitude. Huh? And even if you Solitude, you have to Solitude Chrysalis, right? And I guess you don't have to. Risen Reef trigger, target Chrysalis. Yeah, that's fine. What do you pitch anyways? Leyline Binding, yep. Down to 2, so no shocks for you at this point. Stomping Ground tapped, and pass. And at this point we'll pass in full. And Bone scoops it up. Okay. Who would have thunk? Back-to-back Mega Spawn's good. Bring back in the Gemstone. I wonder if I actually want to cut Herigast here instead of Sire. Because I feel like Herigast is just inherently more risky. And Escape. Maybe cut a K return at this point since we want the Chrysalis still. I guess no, we can cut the Ghost Quarter. Right. We do not need the Ghost Quarter. Alright, let's run it back like this. Yeah, Herigast is just inherently more risky since they're running, I think, 4 Solitudes. Not to mention, Subtlety. Yeah. Yeah, had I not punted game 1, definitely would have been in a much better position. And if you find an Herigast here, we're in a decent spot. Otherwise, we're angling for a turn 3 kicked Myco. Pass. Oh, well, or keep. Pass. They go down to 7, or keep 7 rather. Temple Garden, tapped. Again, I'm pretty sure they brought in Charmaw, so I do want to be a bit more careful and fetch for a forest rather than non-basic, since Charmaw can blow up any non-basic. Red, and pass, and pass. Redeem Pool, shock, nope, tapped. Draw. K returns solid. Always yield. And then we get the hold up a Dismember if needed. We don't have another land in hand though, so I almost want to Dismember on my turn instead of theirs. So that we can kick Myco Spawn, hit the Temple Gardens, so we get rid of their white source for no Leyline Binding. Grab maybe an E-Temp, but want to be a bit careful about Charmaw. Only have 3 types, so they need another land for binding. End step. Draw. I'm thinking they might have a consign to memory here. So I'm going to start off by just attacking. Might be right in that case to sowing Mycospawn non-kicked instead. Right now they are missing red for Charmaw, so I can be a bit more aggressive here. Don't want to play into the consign if I can help it. Yep, there's consign as expected. We'll pass in full. We could have just played the Rumble, to be fair, but it felt not as impactful by comparison. And eating the consign here is fine. We'll hold up Dismember. They did miss their land drop last turn, which is important to note. Miss their land drop again. Draw. Utopia Sprawl. Wish I had another green source. Attack with Chrysalis. Another consign is a non-zero chance, so we'll go for another non-kicked Myco. Looks like no consign. We could go Forest for another Sprawl. That's a thought. Either that or into Rumble. Sprawl will be mana neutral next turn, so that is a thought. Yeah, we'll go Forest. And then Rumble. Trigger, always yield. There's Sire 7 Deaths, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can go Sire 7 Deaths, or we can go another Chrysalis. Both are pretty good here in the grand scheme. Let's go Sire, as eventually it will be pseudo hexproof. And pass, hold up Dismember. Three types in yard, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Force of Vigor, sure. Cuts me short on mana for Sire. Not ideal, but okay. Did you whiff on a land again? You did not. You found a Cavern of Souls. Paying cost for Clarion Conqueror. I have no reason to sack the spawns now. I'll just dismember it on my turn. Draw. K command. So in that case, I will sprawl for red. And then dismember you. Do we want to do it now, I guess is the question. We could attack in for 6, push him down to 10, and then hold up a K command, X equals 2, and or K return. Yeah, let's do that. So Clarion Conqueror down. Alright, go to combat. Again, we have a K command, X equals 2 available to us, or a K return if needed. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are back with Sire on board. And hold the K return. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are only one short, so we actually do have the Emrakul K command. Risen Reef resolves. Puts a card in hand. In that case, we'll hold. Draw. K return. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'd be short, but I think this also might just give us the win. 6. And you'll need Solitude specifically. So actually, with that in mind, trigger 1. Trigger 2. K command, ramp and exile. Exile the Risen Reef. And if you don't have the Solitude in hand, this should be lethal damage. There's the Solitude as expected. Yep, so Chrysalis down, Risen Reef down. We'll make the 5 spawns. And attacking for the Myco spawn. So now if they don't have a Clarion Conqueror, a way to stop the Sire's 7 deaths, then it will be pseudo hexproof. At this point, I'll pass. Opponent goes the main, second main, probably by accident. Paying cost 4. Risen Reef. Risen Reef's fine. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, we'll take the win. So thankfully we're able to reclaim ourselves from our blunder in game 1. And get the win for the match. We'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2. On the draw for game 1, we'll keep. It's not the best hand in the world, but it's not bad either. We're able to go Commercial District, E-Temp into Rumble. Hope for a Soul Land off the top from Myco Spawn kicked on 3. Otherwise, we can always angle towards a Writhing Chrysalis. Opponent keeps their opening 7. Let's see what you're on. Bloodstained Mire, please no Thoughtseize. We're going to get Thoughtseized. Nope, Sacred Foundry Ragavan instead. Yes, the Ragavan. No. Onslaught Pride, probably the best turn 1 play I could have seen. That's fine by me. Utopia Sprawl. Commercial District trigger. What you find? Verdant Catacombs. Actually might not be a bad idea to grab the Verdant Catacombs. The reason they're being is we then go E-Temp Rumble. We can set up for the Chrysalis on 3. It's not ideal, but it's not bad. So I'll keep that on top and then pass in full. Pass. We also could, yeah, I mean, we could also just go Sprawl. Yeah, Verdant Catacomb, Fetch, Forest. Probably actually want to go Stomping Grounds, Sprawl. Ugh, Dashed Ragavan. Rude. Take my Verdant Catacombs, you coward. I guess we could go Talisman of Impulse into Utopia Sprawl. 3, 4, 5. This would be 6. We still get the kick to make a spawn on 3. That might not be wrong. Alright, let's do that. I'm gonna go red. Pass. And pass. You're gonna dash to Ragavan again. Bombardment this time. Do you have a land drop for your Johnny? No land drop. Okay. Down to 14. Could play the Ragavan. I choose not to, so that tells me I have a Galvanic Discharge in hand. There's Emrakul. Okay. So in Mycospawn, kick. Kick your Arena Glory, kick your Foundry. Kick the Foundry as you otherwise don't have any white sources. Currently looking at 6, 8, 9. I'll go E-Temp. And then pass. And pass. Might want to rumble first, try and find Herigast. If the Mycospawn actually survives. Interesting that they didn't want to discharge using the token. Must not have much that's playable here. Interesting. One additional typing yarn. At worst, we do have the Writhing Chrysalis. We're at a theoretical 8, theoretical 9. Ooh. How bad is it right now? 6, theoretical 5. Didn't want to see the forest. So in that case, 6. I mean, we have to rumble here, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 mana neutral. I mean, it's possible that we get the Emrakul. So in that case, I think I will take the green-red. Hold the red. Hold the red? Yeah, we'll hold the red. Sanctum. Rumble. K-command land. Take the Emrakul. That'll be 1, 2. Is that enough? I don't think that's enough. Shoot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Thank God for that noise. There's an Emrakul, trigger Sanctum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will trigger Sanctum and grab a Sire 7 Death to try and recoup my life total. So here's a Sire. And our turn, comrade, unless you want to trigger off your Goblin Bombardment real quick. Probably right to do so. Push me down to 5. Yep. Push me down to 5. You have 1 land on board. I can't exert it with itself, which is disappointing. Alright, down to 5. A Johnny Ragavan Betrayal. Target opponent exiles a creature they control and their graveyard. Huh. Well, that's really good against me. Static Prison they can't play. Cast Zimonke. Goblin Bombardment, target self, sacrifice the Ragavan. And pass. And pass. No black source, no white source, please. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, if needed, I can definitely play another Emrakul. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. That's against energy. Win for game 1. Move the sideboard. So don't really need Wastegate, but do need Dismember. Could argue the K return. No instant speed, removal, or counter spells, so no reason to cut the Herigast. We can cut the Ghost Quarter though, and arguably 2 Cyrus 7 Deaths maybe. Yeah, probably correct. I still miss my Null Drifters, I will admit. I did think about going Teamer Herigast and doing like maybe, I don't know, 2 Sires, 2 Null Drifters, so that way we still had a Divination to draw extra, kind of in place of Ancient Stirrings, which normally sees play in this deck. Do we cut an Herigast? No, I think we're good. I mean, I think 4 Sires has been fantastic. The biggest thing is I just like the Sires because Sires and Null Drifters, there's no colored source associated with it, right? So you can just emerge off of Herigast from a Sire. This hand is slow, but does present a turn 3 K return, which can be enough. It is on the draw, which makes it feel objectively worse. Mulligan. I'll keep pitch what? Pitch Myco. Done. Cavern of Souls. Exile what? Dismember. We have 9-13 color sources off the, or 9-13 between 7 mana value spells and temples off the top, so we'll pitch Dismember. I'll pass. That way we can K command X equals 1 theoretically. The hand's a bit weak, admittedly. Sacred Foundry Shock and Ocelot Pride. Let's see, E-Temp or 7 mana value spell? Neither. In that case, Commercial District, trigger, Mycospawn to Yard, and pass. And pass. So again, we still have 13 hits off the top here. And also take any K returns at this point, so 13, 17. Yeah, K return would be really good right now. So 17 hits off top. Sprawl. Sprawl's not the answer I was looking for. In that case, for red and pass. I mean, at the very least, next turn we can play the Soin Mycospawn and find the E-Temp that we've been wishing for. Elegant Parlor, Surveil. Surprised they haven't gone for a black source since they're Mardu. Static Prison to Yard. Pass. 6, 6, 8. So if they play a creature in a land, then they'll have City's Blessing. So let's see here. I mean, the best thing off top, 1000% will be a K return. Land, creature will be City's Blessing. 2 Ajani, 3 Flage. Clarion Conqueror. That's fine-ish. Draw. Well, there's the K return we were looking for. I can't play both Mycospawn and the return. That'd be 7. We would have specifically needed Lab to be online for that, which we don't. So, I mean, the K return is correct. We can wait to see if they play anything main phase. Probably best to play the Lab at this point just to keep up with... And I guess we don't have to, right? We don't have to because we're already on curve for lands. If we draw into another land, it'll probably feel a little bit stupid. At the same time, if we draw into a 7-mana value spell, then we'll also feel equally stupid. So I think it might be fine to just hold the Ugin's Lab, hold the K return, sweep the board from underneath of them. 3 cards in hand. Let's see if they play anything main that we can kill in response. Two, 3. I think they're trying to haste. Dash Ragavan. Yep. Isa Ragavan. Go to combat. And K return. Pass. And just like that, my problems have gone away. Alright, show me a K return, or not a K return, a 7-mana value spell or E-temp here. Again, we have 13 hits off the top. A Johnny. Dashed Ragavan. Draw. Sprawl. In that case, we'll sprawl. For red. Myco spawn. For green. And we'll pick up a E-temp. So next turn we can get rid of the Clarion Conqueror if needed. Otherwise, we do have K command in order to get rid of the cat token so they don't flip the Johnny. 2 in hand, and we do have a blocker. Guide of Souls, resolves, 1 in hand. Clarion Conqueror, trigger, that's fine. Take the 3 down to 9. And done. Sanctum of Ugin. Ooh, Sanctum of Ugin's interesting. We currently have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 9, 10. So we're short on the K command. 10, 11. Yeah, by 2 exactly. So I'm thinking we exile Clarion Conqueror. We ramp Sanctum of Ugin for Emrakul. Sweet board. That seems right. Pass. No attacks. 1 in hand. Two, 3. Season Pyro. Only issue I do see is this Guide of Souls, but even then, trigger. Pitches Vindicate. Yeah, once again, surprised they didn't earlier grab a Black Source. 2 fresh in hand, begin combat. See how they want to attack. They should have attacked with a cat, admittedly. K command, ramp, and exile. And done. Trigger. Yes. For Emrakul. And pass. I guess I should hold on the off chance they have Discharge, but if they had Discharge, then it would flip the Johnny, which they haven't for one reason or another. Draw. Herigast. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 4. Yeah, we can do both, can't we? Now imprint. So I can hold up double red. We just need to make sure we hold up 4. And 1. Oh, well, actually, yeah, that's still fine. Because we'll K-return after. Triggers, and 1 scoops it up. Yep. Because, yeah, then we would cast the Emrakul, then cast the Herigast, sacrificing the Soin Micah Spawn, then K-return. I guess we could have done it in the opposite direction, but an Herigast would then be weak to a Galvanic Discharge. But again, if they had a Discharge, they probably would have already flipped it Joni. Either ways, solid win against Energy. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3. On the draw for game 1. We'll keep. I'd love to see a 7-minute value spell off the top. Spirebluff Canal, Tamiyo passing. Definitely want to ramp out this Chrysalis. Draw. Forest. There is a non-zero chance of a Harbinger. So Forest, Sprawl, Red, pass. So we have 11 7-minute value spells and 4 temples, so that is 15 hits off the top for Chrysalis on 2. Otherwise, we're looking at Rumble. Opponent makes a clue. Could be Cutter. Spirebluff Canal, Spellbomb. Definitely looking like Cutter. Emery finds nothing. Draw. Cavernous Souls. In that case, let's fire off the Malevolent Rumble. There's the Eldrazi Temple we're looking for. Unfortunate to see the 2K commands there. I will play the E-Temp, and we will pass. And pass. They could draw a card, pick it back up with Emery, though it does cost 2 mana to do that, I suppose. If they don't, we can kick the Myco Spawn, take out a land. So that is notable. Another Emery. Finds nothing, mills over the VV. Though I do imagine that they play Cauldron. So something to consider. Yeah, so they don't bounce the Spawn, they risk, yeah, me kicking the Myco. So again, we have 3 plus 11, 14 hits off top for kicked Myco, so we can get rid of a land and then hit them with a Jukabog. Though I guess they're already playing the Spellbomb, yeah, so moot point. Draw, Forest, no dice. There is some consideration to going Chrysalis K-return. They don't have blue for the Rebuke, so we can do that. Actually, let's go Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. So we need to tap like this. So we go red, green, colorless, triggers, always yield. It is uncounterable. Trigger 1, always yield. Trigger 2, and K-return. Goodbye Emery, and now we have a blocker for the Tamiyo. They can bounce the Chrysalis, but that's fine. Next turn, we have a kicked Myco Spawn to get rid of their green source for their Rumble. EI fires off. So this is Cutter. Saga trigger. Definitely want to fire off this Myco. They'll eat the K-return. Yep. Do you want to bounce the Chrysalis so you can attack him with the Tamiyo? Tease the question. Combat. No attacks. Draw. Stomping Ground. We'll play the Forest. And I will kick Myco. Let's get rid of that Urza Saga. I mean, I have half a mind to go after the Saga and Ghost Quarter, but I think I'm actually going to Bajuka Bog here. That way, if they do run Cauldron, which I think they probably run a one of, then we play around the VV Bean and Yard, would be my thought. No attacks, we'll hold the Tameo back. If they want to pop the Spell Bomb, they can pop the Spell Bomb. And pass. Love to see an Herigast off the top right now, so we can draw 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. We are one short of hard casting an Emrakul. There's Cutter. Shadow Spirit trigger Cutter. Tis a Mulk. And passing. Draw. Another Chrysalis. In that case, go to combat. Attack with both. No blocks from opponent, down to 11. Go red, colorless, green. And Stomping Ground tapped, and pass. And hold. You could flip the Tameo for what it's worth. I'm not sure if that's beneficial. You'd crack a Clue, crack the Spell Bomb, or crack the Soul Guide. You're gonna have to crack the Spell Bomb at some point to protect their life total, though. And I'm just one top deck away from winning, but opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win against Cutter. So they have access to Consign, so I'm thinking that we're wanting to drop the Herigast here. So drop Herigast. We want Ghost Quarter Bog. K return's kind of meh here. Cut the K return, cut a Rumble. Bring in the Wastegate Battle Mage, bring in Dismember. Do we have anything else we want to bring in? Maybe not. In that case, we will bring back in a return. Not a return, a Rumble rather. Alright, let's run it back. And then if we go to game 3, you can cut a Gemstone from Herigast. Easy enough. We have Battle Mage, we have Herigast. Would love to see Utopia Sprawl. Would love to see a Lab. Would love to see an E-Temp here. We'll keep. Start off with Catacombs otherwise, and then go for a Surveil Land. Scouting Tarn pass. Chrysalis. Catacombs pass. Fetch, Surveil. Thundering Falls. Spellbomb TR. Probably has an Emery in hand if I had to bet. A pause on end step. Wooded Foothills and passing. Fetch Averting Cat. For a commercial district, Surveil trigger, Dismember to Yard. As much as I would like it, I'm going to say no. I think it's a little bit better here. Talisman, Wooded Foothills, fetch. Do we need to worry about a Harbinger? I think I do want to play around it, so we will grab Forest just in case. And attempt to Rumble. Yikes. Not what I wanted to see. I need to see some lands here, desperately. Pass. At least we do have Wastegate online. Worst comes to the worst here. Breeding Bull tapped and pass. 5 types in yard, 8 for Emrakul, shy 5, Corey's Steel Cut. We can get rid of the Steel Cut. And they are shields down as well. Takes the K command. Yep. Attack for 2. Again, we'd love to see a soul land. We have 8 hits off the top. Draw. Sprawl. So in that case, we can sprawl for red. Now we could Wastegate the Corey Steel Cut. I think it is correct to do so, but we really need to draw into a hand here. Keep the Corey Steel Cut and pass. So that's their main threat right now. Removing that will put us in a pretty good position. 4 in hand. Saga Trigger, wish I held this now. We could Ghost Quarter it next turn if we draw into the Myco. It is a thought, but not an ideal one. Ashiok, that makes my Myco spawns objectively worse, so instead we're going to want to play this Chrysalis. But I need a land for that, please. Holding up a red. Could have a Galvanic Blast, Amber Trigger. Do you attack for 3? You do not. You do? You do. I'll take the 3 down to 13. We'll attack the Ashiok because I would like to be able to search my library. Draw, rumble, son of a... Go to combat first. They only have 1 in hand. Attack Ashiok. Ashiok to 2. I will fire off the Rumble first. I mean, if they have a Metallic Rebuke, they can play it regardless, but this plays around Consign at least. So in that case, I will Rumble. Please give me a land for the love of God. Thank you. E-Temp. Play the E-Temp. And play the Talisman of Impulse. What do you have a consign? No way you would consign a Talisman. However, I will Talisman of Impulse again. And pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we can kick the Myco Spawn to get rid of the Saga, but I need to get rid of that Ashiok first. Problem is that if they don't play anything, then they'll just make a Construct. It's not like the end of the world if they have Constructs, it's just not ideal either. I mean, if they do that, then they'll be shields down for the most part. Oh. 2 Ashiok. Yep, Ashiok doing Ashiok things. Holding back the Monk. Draw. Sprawl, because I definitely need more of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is mana neutral. We could play Chrysalis. We could kick the Myco Spawn but not draw anything. Or rather search for anything. The problem is that right now the Construct would be a 3/3, so it would be bigger than the Wastegate. So I really don't want to just sacrifice it into the Ashiok. Let's start by Sprawl. Sprawl for red. And Chrysalis. Always yield. guess actually I should have tapped the Temple. Reason there being is I'd have 3 for the Metallic Rebuke that they're about to cast. Consigned. That's actually fine. I'm happy to eat that. They still have the mana for the Saga, however, so that's less than ideal. Paralysis trigger. We're not attacking anyways. We'll pass at this point. 1 in hand, though. I would love nothing else for them to activate this Ashiok again. There's a Saga. What would you grab? An Opal? Make a Construct. Maybe a Shadow Spear, actually. That's a thought. There's a Shadow Spear. They'll equip the Shadow Spear. Corey Steel Cut. Okay. Bobble triggers the Corey Steel Cut. Less than ideal, but okay. 3, 2, so that's 10. So we're going to block the Monk. Block the Monk. Take 10 down to 3. They are tapped out. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can play the Micah Spawn into the Herigast. That is a thing that we can do. Yes. Not sure how good that is, though, is the only problem. Down to 3. Maybe we should have blocked the Construct, take the 5 instead of the 10. Maybe at 8. It wouldn't be much different, though. Draw. Ball will target me. And draw. So Wastegate Battle Mage is actually good here. The only thing that I wish I had was a blue source. I wonder if I should have made one of these sprawls blue, because then we could Wastegate Battle Mage, exile, bounce. We can at least exile 1. So 2. And then we have 5 mana only. So Wastegate Battle Mage. Exile the Construct. Again, if I had blue, I could have exiled and bounced, but I don't. And then cast Myco Spawn. Because this is 8, minus 2, 6. We have 5, so not enough. Myco Spawn, no search, but we will have a blocker. Yep. Depends on what they draw here, but we might just end up dying regardless. Yeah. Something to think about the sprawls, maybe going blue for the Wastegate more often. Because we didn't necessarily need the second red. Yeah, maybe. Six, 6, 2 in hand. Paying cost 4. Corey Steel Cut 7. Lifelink Trample. So I need to block and block. Oh, it doesn't matter because that's 5. Yeah. I'm dead. Eye's dead. Maybe in that case I should have Wastegate hit the Steel Cut. Maybe. Then we block Construct, we block Construct. But then it's going to have 1 more power anyways. Yeah. Hard to say on that one. I think the better thing would have been to just have access to a blue source. If we had access to a blue source, we could have bounced as well. But I don't think we would have been able to play the Myco Spawn then, but that would have been fine. Yeah. Something to think about since we're playing Wastegate. Maybe I should have Like, maybe we should run... I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world to run a single breeding pool. Maybe. Maybe. Something to think about. Run a teamer build, run a couple null drifters in addition to the sire, run it more similar to the teamer Eldrazi ramp. I mean, I'm even tempted to maybe cut 8 Herigast, go 3-3 split instead of 4-3. I know we do want Herigast in our opening as much as possible, and with 4 we have a 33% chance per opening hand. We'll keep. There's a fast ramp hand. And we can dig pretty deep with the Malevolent Rumble as long as it resolves. There shouldn't be a reason for it not to. Do we want to E-Temp though? Might just want to go for a green source Rumble. Uggin's Lab, Talisman, and pass. And pass. Thundering Falls, so this Rumble is free. And draw. Lab. Is there a world where we want to have an E-Temp here? Let's go Rumble. Talisman or Chrysalis. I will go for the Chrysalis. In that case, I'll play Misty Rain and pass. And put a pause on end step for a commercial district. If they hold up mana, they have a consign. So I do want to be mindful of that fact. There's a Saga. Yeah, they're going to hold up blue most likely for the consigned memory. Yep. So I do need to find some bait here. Commercial district, trigger. Emrakul. Top. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One short. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So in that case, I mean, we can play the Chrysalis. Red, green, colorless, triggers, always yield, show me the consign. There's the consign, we pass in full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And hold. Saga trigger. I guess there is a thought to returning Herigast to hand. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Paying cost for VV. VV's fine. Add any color of X-Men in any combination once per turn. The fact that that is not sorcery speed is ridiculous. Yeah, that's kind of nutty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe not return the Herigast right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually might not be a bad idea to do so. But pause on end step. So we're playing around a consign then. Return to hand. And draw. Sanctum. Play Sanctum. You have a consign. Triggers. Yes. For a Writhing Chrysalis. Writhing Chrysalis seems good. I guess the only downside of Writhing Chrysalis, I can't play the Herigast into Writhing Chrysalis on the same turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And Bo just scoops it up. Okay, I'll take the win. I'm fine with that. Just trying to figure out the best line with the Herigast thereafter. Alrighty then. Well, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. We'll keep, though it's not my favorite hand in the world. Best hits off the top here, by and large. Green Source, another E-Temp. Worst comes to worst, we're looking at a turn 2 Talisman into a turn 3 Rumble, which is just yee. Not great, but gotta do what we gotta do. Other E-Temp would be good for a K Command X2 on 2. This is Zoo. This hand feels rough. Thundering Falls, Surveil. Especially if they get... I guess no, they can't... Emrakul. Okay. So in that case, we play the E-Temp. We'll pass. So now we have access to 3 E-Temps, 4 Labs. So that is 7 hits off the top for Emrakul. Plus an additional 9 for, whatchamacallit. Oh, Hasty Scion. That's frightening. Draw. E-Temp. I want to play around a Stumber Denial, so we're going to Scry Draw now. And I'm actually hoping to see a Sire 7 Deaths off top. That would be nice. Herigast and Herigast. Right now, not what we want to be seeing. So we'll bottom both. Draw. There's a lab. We'll pass. We can lab into Emrakul, into Talisman, into Rumble. Though we do need to worry about Stubborn Denial. Sacred Foundry tapped and draw. Sprawls, not doing much here. Imprint the Emrakul, play the Talisman. Do you have a Stubborn Denial? If you do, I'm SOL. You do not. That's good. In that case, is there a world where I need the E-Temp untapped? Probably not. Right now we're looking at 6. So we'll be short of Sire regardless. We can't pick up the K command. So realistically speaking, well, actually, there's a world where we could Emrakul. Is there a world where we could Emrakul? 6, 7, 8. We need 5 additional types in yard. We'll have 3. We already have the K command. I don't think it's possible. Because creature, land, sorcery, artifact, 4. That'd be 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, yeah, no, it's possible. Okay. Sack to spawn. Resolves. We did hit the Emrakul, we just didn't hit what we need. So let me confirm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. We could play the Emrakul next turn, and we do have the Cavernous Souls as well. So that is a thought. The alternative is the Writhing Chrysalis. That is a thought as well. Sire 7 Deaths would help out. The biggest problem, of course, is a leyline binding, right? No matter how you cut it, a leyline binding will absolutely hose me. I mean, if we go Emrakul, if backup Emrakul, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If they interact with any of our spawns, though, then we're just SOL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we go the Sire's 7 deaths. Let's go Sire. At that point, I will pass. Unfortunately, again, we're one short of the Sire. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we will be able to rumble next turn. We'll take the 4 down to 7. If you have Bolt and Tribal Flames, you win. Red, red. Tribal Flames to 2. Yeah, the Bolt. And no Bolt. The issue becomes, of course, if they have a whatchamacallit, leyline binding. Leyline binding kills me, point blank. So 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 minus 4 would be 6, so we can't play Myco Spawn, Kicked, and Sire. I guess we could... Alternatively, we could go 10 minus 2 would be 8. So we could play Myco Spawn plus Sire at least. They could have Consign Main though. I'm actually generally concerned about that. We've seen Consign Main at a zoo before. It would not be the first time. Yeah, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to play it safe and pray that they don't have a leyline binding. We pass. Show me the binding. No attacks. And... Yep, concede. Not much to do about that. So this is Zoo. Lost for game 1. Let's go to game 2. So we're gonna want Wayscape Battle Mage, Dismember, cut Herigast, cut Gemstone, cut Ghost Quarter, and you want to keep Chrysalis, so cut Rumble. We bring Gemstone back in, we'll cut a K return. That seems right. Yeah, that seems right. They'll bring in Consign to Memory and maybe Clarion Conqueror. Yeah. I think those are the main things they bring in. Also, Wear Tear is seen sometimes. And we need to be mindful of Wayscape Battle Mage. That sometimes a Sprawl on Blue would be right. Yeah. Like I said, I'm debating whether or not maybe going a Breeding Pool here wouldn't be bad. I know a lot of Airgas builds don't run utility lands like Bajuga Bog or... Ghost Quarter, instead opting for like a second Cavern of Souls or a second Sanctum of Ugin. So, something to think about. wish Herigast was, yeah. See, it's like one of those moments where, like, seeing Herigast there, if it was just another 7-mana value spell, would have been much better off that K command, for example. Unfortunate, though. Because if they were like a World Breaker or a Null Drift, actually Null Drifter would just be bad. That's one thing. Null Drifter is pretty bad into Zoo, just because the Sign of Draco does either trade with it, or if there's a Leyline of the Guild Pact, then the Sign of Draco just runs over the Null Drifter with First Strike. Null Drifter is pretty bad into the matchup, admittedly. Chrysalis, amazing though. On the play for game 2. That's a rough hand. I mean, we have a ton of hits off top, don't get me wrong. And we do get to look 2 cards deep with the Verdant Catacombs for the Rumble. I'm going to mulligan, though. That's not much better. In fact, that is objectively worse. Pitch the K return, pitch the Talisman, question mark, or pitch the Sanctum. We could pitch a land. We could pitch the Stomping Ground. Okay, I have an idea. So we're just basically playing the Guild Pact. We're going to try and just rush out this Herigast, if at all possible. So we're going to go for End Step Commercial District, then Sanctum of Ugin into Talisman. We need another land. Ragavan, not thrilled about that. Commercial District, trigger. Stomping Grounds. I mean, it's the other land that I need. Again, though, this is objectively slow. Pass. Ragavan will get a hit. So if they have a Consign or Binding, we're just in deep trouble. Hit for 2, down to 17. What does Ragavan find? Emrakul. Well, would have liked that off the top, though we do have the Sanctum, so not as big of a deal. Wear Tear would suck. Binding would suck, because then we would need a Soul Land, which is 8 hits off the top. No, not even. We wouldn't be able to play both. Maybe I should have played the Stomping Grounds for that exact reason. Because if they take out the Talisman now, I'm in deep trouble. Ooh. Yeah, so probably a bit of a missequence there. Just to play it safe and keep as many lines open as possible. That way, if we drew into a Soul Land, but they take out the Talisman, we could still play the Chrysalis. Yeah, unfortunate. Well, let's see if they play that aggressively. I feel like they'd probably say the Binding for a threat, but if they notice that we're kind of playing a bit slow, they might take advantage of it. Problem is, even if we get to the Herigast, we're still in a bit of a tight spot. If they have Consign or Binding. White, green. White. Clarion Conqueror. That's a problem. And yeah, another reason why we should have played the Stomping Ground. Dismember. Okay, so that's good at least. They currently don't have a 4-power toughness creature, so we can dismember the Clarion Conqueror without worry. So that's fine. Land, 4 in hand, combat. I will dismember you now, however. Not thrilled about taking the damage, but it is what it is. Moments like this is where either Bolt or Discharge would have been nice. Ragavan hit, down to 11. Talisman of Impulse. You could play the Impulse if you want. Black. Black. Why double black? On the world? Green. Red Kavu. Yep, there's a Kavu. 3 in hand, draw. K command. So, K command can get rid of Kavu, admittedly, but it still eats a consign. To be fair, so does a Chrysalis, right? I think we do go with the Chrysalis. Always yield. Do you have a consign? No consign, that's good. Do you have a binding? No binding. Okay. Interesting. We can block the Ragavan. We can even block the Kavu. Interesting. Green, black. Green, black. Scion of Draco. Not hasted, but that does mean that Kavu has trample. Yeesh. Discard a card, draws a card. That is problematic. I'll take the 5 down to 6. So I think we need to hold up the K command then. The thing is I can't... Oh shit. I can't exile the Kavu. Oh, this sucks. 2... Alright, so there's an interesting line that I can take. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could Emrakul. Slam the Scion into Emrakul. I mean, it's a thought. But if they have Consign, they have Leyline Binding, we're just SOL. Because the command's not doing anything to Kavu right now. I am going to sack. I should have done this on end step. Shit. Sack. K command. I thought I was on end step. That's my bad. If they punish me with a Tribal Flames on the Writhing Chris, then I just get punished. I mean, if they had the Tribal Flames, they could have just won, right? Attacking with the Ragavan? No, I guess not. End step. And at this point, it's end step. Red, white. Where? Okay, so they're worried about... Okay, this works out. This works out then. So in that case, no reason for the Windswept Teeth. We have the double red. So go Ugin Lab, no imprint. No. No attacks. We're going to emerge from the Chrysalis. emerge. We're going to make sure that we draw 3, then search. Yes, draw 3. Their Sire is 7 deaths. That's interesting to me. Yes, 5 plus 9 is 14, so Sanctum, yes, for Emrakul. Emerge Emrakul from Herigast. The only problem is I can't do anything with the Sire next turn, but I think we need to go with the Emrakul here. We have a Stubborn Denial and a Kavu. Okay. Draw Godless Shrine. Not really doing too much with the Godless Shrine. So we can attack in with the Scion. Block of the Emrakul that takes out First Strike. Yes. So in that case, we're going to go to combat. Attack with Scion. Block with Emrakul. And at that point, there's nothing else to do because Denial can only counter non-creatures, right? Yeah. Unfortunately. I mean, I guess actually fortunately. Imagine if it didn't. So Scion down. And I will pass in full. The thing is I can't attack anytime soon. And if they attack in, they'll have lethal. I mean, even just the Kavu next turn is going to be a problem. So we know they have Denial. So we can't play the Sprawl. They'll play Kavu. And then just pass. I wonder if there was a thought to attacking with Kavu. Pitching the Kavu. Maybe. Because now they play the Kavu, pass, and if I don't have a blocker, I lose, right? Yeah. That is kind of a problem. Oh, I effed up. I'll be honest, I thought those Wooded Foothills were stomping grounds. I totally should have fetched. Now, mind you, it wouldn't matter. They could still play the Kavu because of the Leyline the Guild Pact. Doesn't matter in that regard. But I totally should have fetched. Damn. Okay. Well, that would have at least then kept the Stubborn Denial off the table. Damn. Alright. That's on me. Actually, you know what I should have done? Yeah, here's what I probably should have done. I should have fetched, fail to find, fetched, surveil land, surveil, Kavu, attack, pit, set up the top deck to be, I don't know, a land, right? Attack of Kavu, pitch Kavu, block the Emrakul. Oh, shoot. I need a Chrysalis? That's not a Chrysalis. Okay, so it didn't matter. But definitely could have played a little bit tighter there. Unfortunate. Yeah, so I think didn't matter if what they end up drawing into, but I think the right line in retrospect should have been this. Fetch, fail to find, fetch, surveil. Set up the top to be ideally a land. Attack of Kavu, draw. Pitch Kavu, draw into a land. Block of Emrakul, leaving just Ragavan's Scion. Then pass. Of course, drawing into another forest here is really bad for us. But at least we probably could have gotten another turn, maybe 2 out of it. But still, not a good position to be in. All right. We'll be back for match number 5. All right, and we're back for match 5, on the draw for game 1. Apparently cannot catch a break this league. We're on the draw for all 5. We'll pass. We're going to go Lab, Talisman, into Windswept Heath, Sprawl, Rumble. It's kind of looking like we're doing Preordained, top-bottom draw. So it is a control matchup. We do need to be mindful of that fact. And maybe second Cavernous Souls would be good. Top, bottom, that's scary. Herigast, you say? I mean, I'm tempted to tuck the Herigast over the Sire, then. It's tempting. Yeah, I think I will. Do you have a force? Yeah. Bitch's Spell Snare, Force, 4 in hand will pass. So we can play the Rumble next turn. Paying cost for Froge. Tease the Froge. And draw. Ooh. Well, now that is interesting to me. I am worried about a Harbinger main, so I am going to go with a Forest. And Rumble. You have another Force? You do not. E-Temp or Talisman? Now this is kind of interesting because we could go Talisman, play Talisman, we'd have 4, and then Sprawl for 5, but then we do let Frog hit, which is the only downside. Versus if we go E-Temp, we can then attempt the K command, so I'm going to go E-Temp here. So I will pass at this point, 5 types in Yard, and we'll snap block the Frog unless they float. And we'll hold just in case they have a Bowmast. Yeah. Attack. We'll snap block all day. Pass in full. Land. 3 in hand and passing. Myco spawn. So that's interesting to me. We can use the K command as a permission spell for the Myco spawn. I think that's correct. So I'm going to Sprawl, go for red. Let's see if they counter it. It's possible they do. If they do, then I think I'm going to force check. They do not. I will hold the K command. Like I said, I'm going to use it as a permission spell. And draw. 4 in hand. Again, I don't want them to draw if I can help it, so let's see if they have a counterspell. And done. And there's a counterspell as expected. Maybe not. Blue, black? Blue, black. Eh. What? Drown in the Loch? Huh. Okay. Interesting. Not sure what to make about that. That's fascinating. Drown in the Loch. Huh. Black, Thoughtseize. Cling to Dust. That's fine. Land, tapped. Okay, so we have free reign now. Sire, unfortunate. In that case, we're going to kick Myco spawn. And I'm going to grab a Cavern of Souls. I will kick your Ruins. And grab a Cavern of Souls. Name Eldrazi. So next turn, we'll just start firing off Sire's 7 Deaths. And pass. The thing to maybe retest again is Devourer, but Devourer's always disappointed me, without fail. Even an Herigast build is kind of mediocre. Floats the Frog, that's fine. Take 1 to 17. Tap lane. What in the world? What? Okay, what Age of Magic am I playing right now where I'm seeing both Sunken Ruins and Creeping Tar Pit? Excuse me? I feel like I'm a little bit lost here, friends. No reason to play into a force here. We'll just play Sire 7 Deaths. And pass. No attacks. We'll snap block if they don't float. Even if they float, we have the Sire. Creeping Tar Pit. Freaking wild. Do you bolt? You do not. Combat. No attacks. End step. Draw. Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're short. I will attack with Sire. See what comes with this. And no block. No reason to really do much else than just play another Sire 7 Deaths. Honestly, kind of feel like they probably should have held that Sporific Springs and use it as a Sink the Stupor. Paying cost for Subtlety. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'll just put that on top. I have zero qualms doing that. I do not think you can reasonably deal Sire 7 Deaths, especially 2 of them, given your life total currently. What we thinking here, friend? Because they need to deal with the Sire. Pitch a frog to frog. Sure. You can float a frog, but Sire has reach. Pitch a frog to frog. Sure. Do you have a Murktide? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is a Murktide. You have no creatures in yard. Okay, so I know what I'm going to do. Go to combat. Attack with Sire. You can block with... I mean, you have to block with everything, right? You block with nothing? Bold move, Cotton. You have no counter spells. I'll just play the Sire. And pass. And pass. Like, you can't interact with the Sire 7 Deaths. And E-Temp. Play the E-Temp. Go to combat. You have to double block both Sires, which means you can't block the Myco spawn. Paying cost for Creeping Tar Pit. Yes. Okay. The thing is you don't have enough. I guess you do have enough. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you block the Sowing Megaspawn, then we just bring out an Emrakul. Okay. Does this have Death Touch? No. You can't do it that way. You need to block the Sowing Megaspawn. That will not... Am I confused or are they confused? I feel like they're confused. Plus they have a way to bounce? Confusion. Okay. Paying cost. I see. Drownalock. In that case, what I can do here is I just need to get rid of some of your blockers. We'll just go like this then. And your biggest one is Murktide. Go... Yep, we just K-command Murktide down, and that will allow lethal damage. Okay. Go to sideboard. So this is Murktide, some weird mix of Murktide from like what? Creeping Tar Pit Zendikar? How old? I don't even remember. It's been so long. So we want this member. Maybe not K return. It's not Oculus. Probably not Cage. Again, not Oculus. We can pitch Ghost Quarters, keep the Bajuka Bog, bring in Wastegate Battle Mage. We already cut the Ghost Quarter. We could cut one 7-mana value spell. Probably the Herigast, as Herigast isn't doing as well here. Yeah, that seems reasonable. We just need to play around, subtlety, sing the stupor, all that fun stuff. The subtlety will be the most annoying card because it does play around Cavernous Souls. 8 hits off the top for a Chrysalis on 2. I'll keep it then and pass. You do want to play around Harbinger, so we'll go Forest. Fetch Flooded Strand. Are we going to Thoughtseize on one? No, we're going to Preordain. Okay. One top, one bottom draw. And draw. K command. Okay. Again, would really like to see a Soul Land off top. Excuse me. Pass. Excuse me again. And pass. Passing. And draw. Sprawl. In data case. Marsh Flats fetch. Are we just going to counterspell? Drown on the lock. Yeah, that's fine. A little bit weird, a little bit aggressive, but fine. Maybe they were thinking that we were short on lands. It's possible. Show me Harbinger. Yup. In data case, I will fetch shock. I guess we don't have to. I'm going to fetch regardless. Fetch for a forest. ETBs. Goodbye, Harbinger. And pass. And draw. Sowing Mycospawn. Windswept Teeth. Fetch. For Stomping Ground, Shock. Writhing Chrysalis. Always yield. And pass. And hold. We didn't need to go after the Harbinger, admittedly, but their shields were down. Preordain. One top, one bottom draw, and passing. So we do need to play around a consign. Either that or hold up the K command. Stomping Grounds. In that case, let's do this. Swing Myco Spawn, always yield. I will grab. They have 6. I mean, if they had the Murktide, they would have played the Murktide, right? I'm not crazy for thinking that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's go Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Paying cost for a counter spell. That's fine. Stomping Grounds. Tapped or shocked. I mean, we could K command X equals 2 for a Froge. And by also doing so, we push ourselves up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we will shock down to 9. I'll pass and hold the K command. Oh, I should have attacked. Marsh Flats fetch to 17. Surveil trigger. And keeps it on top. Okay. Paying cost for a Murktide. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. End step. Trigger 1. Always yield. Trigger 2. K command. X equals 2. Does it resolve? It does not. Hardcast Force? Maybe. Yes, Hardcast Force. Yep, that's fine. We'll pass. Unfortunately, it is exiled, which makes it that much worse. Unfortunate. And I did consider that as a potential outcome. Not thrilled about it. I mean, I guess it wasn't even worth a permission spell. Yeah, maybe I should have just held. Could have been right. 3, 4, Jace, bounce Chrysalis. Nope. And block. Jace looks at the top of my deck. I mean, give me a land, actually. I'd be okay with this. Don't give me another 7-mana value spell, though. 4, 10, short, 2. Chooses to use Jace's ability. Draw. Land. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Short 1. In that case, no. No. Only problem is Jace will bounce the Sire. I'll be down to 2. Yeah, Jace is a bit of a problem, actually. I wonder if maybe it's better to actually tuck The Shire underneath lab. Maybe. Dress down. And then bounce? Interesting. Harbinger. That's fine. 7. Dress down. Draw. Wascape. I don't have colorless to bounce it. That's unfortunate. So we cast the Sire, they bounce it with Jace, we lose. Yep, concede. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have cast the K return even as permission because it still required us to find a land off top even if they countered it, right? Because it would push us up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need actually a soul land, specifically an E-temp. So yeah, I think actually in retrospect we were incorrect. We misplayed by casting the K command. It was too aggressive. I should have just held it and then seen what I picked up from there. Alright. Unfortunate. Cut the gemstone, bring back the Herigast. Played a bit too aggressively. On the play for game 3. I'll keep it. The 6. Probably go Stomping Ground tapped. Stomping Ground tapped and pass. And pass. Swamp, Thoughtseize. Takes K command or Rumble. Takes the Rumble. Draw. E-temp. In that case, I mean, we'd be looking at K command X equals 1. We'll play the Verdant Cat and pass. Put a pause on end step. We'll fetch for a forest. Do you play a frog? If so, I'm going to force check you. Do you have another Thoughtseize? Jesus. Probably takes the K command if I had to bet. Takes the Chrysalis. So that tells me that they can counter the K command, potentially with a force. Fetch with Verdant Cat for a forest. And draw. Lab. I'm gonna hold till end step, see if they fetch. If they don't, they have consign. Let's see. Yeah, they have consign. Good to know. But you don't have another blue source, though. Okay, yes, Perfect Springs. Yep, 13. So now you can fetch on my end step. We have nothing to cast and a reason to use the K command as a permission spell. Draw. Okay, so that's promising. So let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if they find a land, or just surveil something into yard. In that case, I will Bajukabog target you. Stop the possibility of a Murktide. Looted Delta, again, they're holding up consign. Undercity Sewers. keeps it on top. And we'll hold. Go to Delta, fetch to 11. Six. Harbinger. In response, ramp Scrydraw. Let's see the consign that I've been sitting on. Done. There's the consign. Spell Pierce. Well, I'll be honest, was not expecting that. Alright. Yeah. I'd love to see a Dismember here. Herigast. Sanctum. 5. We'll pass. And pass. Huh. 2, 3, 4. Jace. Jace looks at the top of my deck, I'd imagine. Nope. I know, yes, it does. Chooses to use Jace's ability. I'll get it for 2. Down to 17. Draw. Ugin Lab. Pass. I need a single land. The fact they went for Jason full kind of tells me that they probably don't have any counter spells in hand, or at least didn't at the time. They have 3 cards in hand now, though, which is what kind of scares me, because we'll try and cast the Sire if we draw into a land. 2 down to 15. And draw. Land. Oh, we'll try. And pass. Counterspell. Yep. Yeah, Spell Pierce was not what I was expecting. It's possible they may have already had the consign. They had the consign and the Spell Pierce. What I desperately need right now is a Sowing Myco Spawn to ramp into this Herigast. 2. On the 13. Jace. 5, 7. 1 short of Emrakul. Declines to use. What'd you give me? Yeah, that's less than ideal. Because if this was any other 7-mana value spell, Null Drifter, World Breaker, Sire, Ugin, would have been so much better. Right? Damn. Declines to use. Yeah, it's moments like this where Herigast feels exceptionally bad into the matchups. It was like we never even had a chance to cast the Herigast. This is how much? 12, so we have 1 more turn. Sink. And pass. And declines to 9, 4 in hand, and draw. K command, which we can't do anything with. Do you have another counterspell? You don't. This gets interesting now. Now they could Jace alt. It leaves me with 4 cards. I would have 4 turns to win, which with the Sire is definitely doable. Interesting. The alternative is that they could Jace bounce the Sire. go down to 4, but then they need a counterspell for it. Okay. I mean, if I just hit them, it has pseudo hexproof. What are these last 4 in your hand? Draw. Combat? I mean, if you have a Sink in the Stupor... No, if you have a... whatchamacallit? No, I guess you don't have enough for Drown into the Lock. Oh, interesting. The Sire might get me there. Because if this Sire connects, I win, I think. I'll put him down to 4, so I'll have pseudo hexproof. Paying cost for Otawara. Okay, I have pseudo hexproof now. Jace, Brainstorm. You also need a blocker. Will we win through a Jace ult? That would be wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, we don't even have enough to hard cast the Herigast right now. That's unfortunate. All right. And draw. Combat. Subtlety. Okay. Attack. You have to double block, and you'll be down to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Down to 2. We pass. And pass. Did we win through a Jace? No You got to be joking me. Damnation. What? I'm so confused by this deck. Spell Pierce, like Spell Pierce isn't like out of the ordinary, it just is not stock. K command. I mean, I think we need to... Does it matter? I think I just lose, right? Because we can K command, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We lose. Yeah, no matter what, we lose. Because we can K command. Next turn we draw a card. We can't haste the Herigast. No shot. Damnation. Yeah, I mean, we can see there is nothing else we can do. Damn. Yeah, all right. That was unexpected. I mean, we made a misplay in game 2 by playing the K command aggressively. We weren't playing it as permission. We were trying to just get more types in the yard. I should have just held the spawns. So that's fully on me for playing too aggressively. The Herigast, as I said, like, they sometimes are just the worst card in the deck. by and large. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know how to feel about Ergas sometimes. Sometimes it feels fine. Sometimes it feels fantastic. It just is really much the higher ceiling but lower floor versus just more Eldrazi 7 mana value drops, right? Because any other 7 mana value drops here, whether it be World Breaker, Ugin, because yeah, we have enough for Ugin, World Breaker, Ugin, Devourer, Null Drifter, etc., would have been playable. I guess not Null Drifter. To be fair, I would have been dead. Um, but anything else than Ergast would have been playable here. And that's the only thing that does kind of perturb me about Ergast, is that sometimes it truly is a brick in hand. But it's not bad. It reminds me kind of Sephiroth and Brood Scale. Much lower floor, much higher ceiling. When it's good, it's great. When it's bad, god awful. Unplayable. Quite literally in this case, right? Damn. Damn. Alright, well, that was an interesting one. Did not expect the Damnation. Did not expect the Spell Pierce. Expected to Consign, but definitely not the Spell Pierce. Definitely not the Damnation. Alrighty. Well, we'll be back for match. Actually, no, that's the last one. That was match 5. Never mind, that's in the league. I was like, oh, I have one more. No. No, we do not. Alright, well, with that being said, that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you did enjoy the video, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It'd be much appreciated. For as much that I hope that you all learn from me in both my successes and my failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button, as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, at which point I'll be able to start saving up towards a stream PC so I can stream live over on Twitch by monetizing these videos. In the meantime, though, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over my Patreon, where you get early access to my YouTube videos and any updates I make to my deck guides. But with that being said, though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!